In this video, we are going to look at Austin Witsit's response to the original video that True Christian published about Witsit Steam Gate scandal. If you missed part 1 of Witsit Steam Gate scandal, then please check the description section of this video to find a link to it. Acknowledgements. True Christian would like to thank Flatzoid and the members of his panel for providing coverage of True Christian's original Steam Gate scandal video. Without their coverage, less people would be aware of Austin's Steam Gate scandal, and also, Austin himself would not have made his angry rebuttal against it that we are about to watch together. Moreover, this video that we are currently watching would not have been possible either. Once again, thank you to Flatzoid and everyone on his panel. True Christian gives you much respect and salutes you fine gentlemen. We will first hear Austin's rebuttal to True Christian's original Steam Gate scandal video, and then True Christian will present his counter-rebuttal.
Dude, Flatzoid just played an edited video of my stream with Owen where the guy cuts out all the times I drink tea and then says, he's not drinking any tea. Why'd Witsit lie about drinking tea? Go play the video, and then I'm going to pull up the actual stream right where he cuts every time I drink tea, and you're going to get exposed. Go to the video.
With these remarks, Austin is referring to True Christian's original Steam Gate scandal video. True Christian has openly acknowledged within that video itself that he needed to make cuts to the original footage. Austin's assertion is that True Christian edited the original Steam Gate scandal video in a deceptive way by deliberately cutting out the moments where Austin is shown to be drinking tea. Contrary to what Austin claims, True Christian never said that Austin wasn't drinking any tea or that he lied about drinking tea. This question is the closest thing to that which True Christian did say. Are you buying Austin's tea theory? Let us be 100% crystal clear. The thesis that True Christian had actually presented in Steam Gate scandal video number 1 is this. Austin's breath seems actually to be steam coming out of his hood, regardless of, and whether or not, he was drinking tea at the time. Austin drinking tea, or not drinking tea, would make no difference if he was using a device to generate steam, which he misrepresents as being breath. True Christian's opinion is that he probably was using a steam-generating device. Contrary to what Austin has said, True Christian did not make any editing decisions for the Steam Gate scandal video number 1 on the basis of, is Austin seen to be drinking tea in this moment? Rather, all of True Christian's editing decisions for the Steam Gate scandal video number 1 were based on these factors. 1. True Christian must adhere to the rules and limitations of fair use. And 2. True Christian must highlight as many of the strange-looking anomalies as possible. And 3. True Christian didn't want the video to be too long, so as not to tire out his viewers. But since Austin has complained that he thinks True Christian has deceptively edited the original Steam Gate scandal video, True Christian has made this new video that we are now watching together. For this video, True Christian will now 100% disclose every edit that has been done to the original footage. 2. Note and count all of Austin's tea sips. 3. From the time when the footage starts playing, True Christian will make 0 cuts until the time when we leave the footage and move to our concluding slides. This is the full disclosure of all edits. 1. True Christian has zoomed in on the original footage so that we can better see Austin and his steam/breath. 2. True Christian has overlaid a timer over the original footage so that we can use time to help with our analysis. 3. True Christian has overlaid text cards over the original footage to give commentary. 4. True Christian has overlaid arrows over the footage to point out strange moments where steam appears right next to Austin's right eye or seems to be coming from his hood. 5. Because Austin's self-proclaimed brother, Owen Benjamin, is possessed by the spirit of the Antichrist, True Christian has had to bleep out a couple of his obscene comments. However, these audio edits have no effect at all on the visuals of the footage that we will now watch together. Finally, True Christian has overlaid his watermarks over the footage. That concludes our full catalogue of edits. Importantly, please note that none of Austin's tea sips will be cut out of the footage that we are about to watch together, and therefore, this time, Witsit will have no grounds by which to make any complaints on the basis of so-called deceptive editing. To help out True Christian, please, 1. Smash that like button. 2. Watch this video all the way to the end. 3. Share this video far and wide. 4. Please subscribe to True Christian if you haven't already. 5. Comment down below. Thank you, and God bless you.
Here he is. Witsit! Gitsit! How are you, brother?
Good, what's up, brother?
Dude, tell me all about Antarctica. I've been dreaming about it for like 7 years.
Dude, it's incredible, bro. It is legitimately incredible. When we flew over Antarctica, it was the best part, actually. It is super cold and you can't do much. But when you fly over it, dude, it's insane, bro. Like, there's no questions. Got any questions about a crater? Fly over Antarctica, bro. It's that pretty. It's incredible.
Like, tell me what it looks like. Like, is there a big wall? Is there mountains? Like, tell me.
Yeah, so we actually flew over the peninsula entrance. So obviously it's a little higher than the water, but it's not the big ice shelves. It's one of the main entrances they always fly over. So that was the most disappointing part probably, because they flew us over that little peninsula entrance. And then you fly in just tons of water and ice, dude. Any human that tried to trek that is such a legend, like insane. But yeah, there are tons of mountains everywhere we're at. I can try to show you. So like everywhere you look, right, just snowy mountains everywhere. And then we were in this little plane right here earlier, and they flew us through the mountains, and it's crazy, bro. It's super cool. So it's just it's just as far out as you can see. It looks super flat. Everything's ice, and then it just rises up, and then you just have nothing but mountains everywhere that we've looked. So it's crazy.
So how are you feeling about people's reactions? Because you could see a sun for 24 hours, right?
Oh yeah, like no questions asked. Yeah, people are acting really gay.
Yeah, they're being gays.
That's so gay. So, I mean, a lot of people are saying that we faked it and all this goofy stuff, and I'm like, well, I feel like that's kind of you admitting that in your mind you jumped over to this other like model and internalized it, and since this doesn't match with what you thought, you're freaking out. So I must be now a Mason or something or whatever. You loved me last week, but now I'm fake, So I think that part's super lame. Obviously, I know some really cool flat earthers that were excited I was going and had my back the whole time. So it's kind of split, but people were freaking out. And I guess I watched your video and you said it really well, which is that this doesn't all of a sudden make the spinning globe real.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, it's just that this conception that was popularized, I think maybe even handed to us. You got the A map just handed to you. It isn't correct. Like what the depiction that you see on Dave's app, it clearly isn't that simple. And I think it's actually naive of us to think that like the creators, like heavens, are that simple. But I didn't think there was a 24-hour sun here. I've said for years I didn't think there was one. There was like no footage, and I was wrong. That's the other part that's super gay is people think it's like such a big deal to be wrong. It's not that.
Bro,
big of
I got
deal.
way more. I got so much respect for you, man, because that's always what got me into the truth world. Is like, I don't like the narcissistic personality disorder of like, if you're proven wrong, you immediately come up with a way you're still right. That's what I don't like about NASA, where it's like, oh, it's refraction, or oh, it must be blah, blah, blah. And you're like, maybe. I'm seeing that with flat earthers where it's like, oh, Witsit's been bought, or sun simulator, or I'm like, but no, though, but maybe kind of like, maybe every time you can see too far, it's a curve exactly how the globe needs. It's like, that's the whole reason. And so it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that there's a spin. It doesn't mean there's a globe. All it means is that model isn't accurate. And so I was busting Witsit. It seems like he has a good attitude about it. But, it's like the globe guys get so nuts that I see why flat earthers can get defensive. Because you see like the Adam Greens and all these guys like, Fworth, suck my d-. And you're like, dude, Witsit's actually doing science. He like went, he saw it, he's honest, he's not spiraling, and you seem like you're in even more awe.
I think it's awesome, bro. I mean, you have to be such a weirdo to come here and not just be like, this is so cool. It's that beautiful, dude. I would say, so I prayed a lot about going because I didn't really know the guy that was offering. It's not something I would normally do, but I prayed a lot. And I knew the creator would tell me not to go if I wasn't supposed to. And I knew I was supposed to go. And dude, we showed up here and there wasn't a cloud in the sky, bro. I mean, they said that for 2 months, it's terrible weather. Today, there are clouds. We got here and for like 30 hours, there was not a single cloud. So we were able to get exactly what we came here for. So I'm like, the creator wanted me to see it. And that's how I view it. And I just think it's awesome. I'm ready to leave.
What's the vibe like? Like, how are the people treating each other? Are people getting along?
Yeah, because obviously when you're in person with people, it's a lot different than on the internet. I had a feeling it would be like that.
Yeah. Especially with a dude like you. It's like, you can't have animosity in person. You're just too chill and genuine. Like it's like that with me. There's people that are freaked out on me on the internet and they're around me and I don't even know who they are. And they like just start stuttering. They're like, hey man, I'm really sorry. I was drunk. I'm like, it's all good, dude. So tell me some about Antarctica that surprised you? Have you seen penguins? Is there anything that like you're seeing that you didn't expect?
So for one, we flew in, and this, I mean, I felt this kind of intuitively, so take it or leave it, I guess. But it looks like the creator did not want people coming here. You know, like it is not. It looks like it really matches the idea of like some type of like, okay, that's it type of vibe. You know, for real, bro. Like it is pretty, but it's like let's stay in the plane. This is really suspect, but and that's why there's no animals. So there are penguins by the coast, which we flew over. We didn't see any. And this company has like a club there or whatever, but like a camp there. But where we are here, there's no insects, no plants, no animals. Like you're not supposed to be here. You know, that's what I think.
Do you think it shifts? Like you think that because you know how there's like fossils of animals and stuff in northern Canada that doesn't match and all this stuff. Do you think that with the giant rotations of the realm, do you think that at some point that place is full of life, or does it feel like it's always like that?
So I actually do think that maybe pre-flood, this was totally different. Like maybe like even paradisical, like tropical. I mean, obviously they make claims that they've dug down a ice and found like a palm tree. I don't know how real that is. But I can see it being totally different pre and post flood, right? I think the world entirely is different. I think most of what was above water is underwater. And I can see this place just now being a desert, like a frozen desert. One thing that's really crazy is how bright it is. So it's like, you cannot take off your sunglasses, dude. Like you'll go blind. It's that bright. It's insane. And you just burn. And as soon as I got here, dude, I'm like, oh, that's the real sun. I can tell you that's the real sun. And I pulled out the solar filter and I could see the little sunspots on it. So 100% just the sun. And then we were flying in, we lost track of it for a bit, but it starts on one side, ends on the other side. We land, and then it just starts doing a 360, just staying up in the sky. So, yeah, it's very surreal being here, but I've seen it.
Does it feel? Does the sun feel different there, more local? Like, is there any? Do you have any theories as to what's going on with the sun and what's going on? I'm just like
it feels. I mean, I'm just like you right now, right? I have no idea. It is super intense here, like super intense, like from the sky and from the ground. So it feels like it's right there. And when it gets a little lower, it does get colder, which is kind of what you expect on more of a local system, you know? I don't know, man. Like I've seen some interesting, I think that we're in a tourist field. I think everything's electric. So I've seen some interesting demonstrations of kind of what would happen in the outer parts of a tourist field, how you would get basically apparent locations of light and they would move around the opposite way. And that may be happening. I know Joe Hamby made a model where if you have waters above, it would basically act like a mirror. You know, you'd like look in a lake and see a mirror. So that would give you the inverse of whatever the sun's doing. And then he would move his camera around. The sun would follow the camera and just do this little 360. So we have like replicated this, but I just want to say this again to people. If you're like super spiraling about this, it's because you needed to replace a model.
Right.
You know, you needed someone else to tell you what to believe and you needed to like have all the answers. And that's the deception, where you're not going to have all the answers. The creator made this place. You didn't. Like in all the scriptures is like, hey, bro, you really think you can figure this out? A guy, okay, try to go figure it out and then get back to me is basically, you can't figure it out. I don't think there's anything wrong trying to figure things out, but understand that we're never going to fully have the answers. That's what you have to break away from.
Dude, and you actually going to Antarctica is so like boss, because you did it. That's why when you see people calling guys like you a grifter, that's the opposite. Like you actually went to Antarctica, which takes so much balls. You admitting what you're seeing, you being chill, you being in gratitude. Like I have just so much respect for that. Toronto Jew Bear is asking, is the sun circling clockwise or counterclockwise?
Counter. It's going the opposite way than it does in the north. You know, which is a trip as well. But like I said, with that guy's little mirror, that like even a mirror, it flips, right? It's a trip because the globe does say that it's going to go the other way and it's going to do a circle around you. And so that, I mean, I will say, so before the trip, I thought there's definitely not one because there was no footage of it and it was all fake. There was like fake footage, like people fake stuff. Like, this is so sus. And And then the webcams were getting cut out for 8 hours. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, this is
Right.
so weird. So that's why I came, is because, well, I've seen it with my own eyes. You know, I know it's real. And I understand why someone maybe wouldn't just believe that because you need to see it yourself. Well, come down here, man. It's like $35K. I wouldn't have spent that. You know, hopefully it's not cloudy. We got like 7 or 8 cameras that filmed it around the clock. But once I started leading up to the trip, I could tell, like, wait a minute. Like, they know there's a sun here, you know? And so I started shifting over before the trip even happened. And then my buddy Gio found like a guy that was skydiving here, and he had a 360 cam with like 100 views on it. And I'm like, okay, this isn't some elaborate conspiracy. It's got 100 views, and some dude just filmed it. And then when I landed, this is when I knew for sure. But when we landed, we got tour guides. I'm like, all right, everyone that thinks level means curve, go over here, because they said we needed 2 groups. So then they start bringing us around, and the first thing that the guy that's kind of documenting everything asked, like, all right, so when is sunset? And he just chuckled and was like, he's like from Ireland. He's like, it just goes around. And I'm like, that dude is not lying to me. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
anyway, here's the bathroom. You know, so I'm like, I knew that it was here, but no, yeah, it's cool, man. It's an experience. Like, most people are just coming here to like have money to blow, and they want to say that they went to all 7 continents. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing that's spiraling people is the false binary of, oh, well, that, no, it's not a spinning globe, though. And you're like, it doesn't mean it is. Like, you know, it just means that one model isn't true. And that's fine. Like, I was never sold on any model because I know that little trick. It's like a marketing trick. Is Miller Lite, does it taste great or is it less filling? Like, you're doing an assumption that it's Miller Lite. So is it this model or the globe model? It's like, it can be an almost infinite amount of other things and we might not be able to fully conceive it, but you can prove it doesn't have the curve or the spin that they claim. And if them sending you to Antarctica to look at a light in the sky is their only evidence, that makes the globe even weaker. But Weiss is definitely rubbing his little Jew hands right now.
Yeah, he froze for a little bit, but it's so funny. That's when I came back.
Since Austin's live stream mysteriously froze, and he could have done anything while he was away, like refill or swap out his steam generating device, if that is what he was using, now will be a good time for us to conclude this analysis. Analysis 0 minutes and 0 seconds to 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Austin takes 0 sips of tea. During this time period, we observe 1. No breath at all during the start. 2. Then, a few brief, barely visible puffs appear. 3. At 1 minute and 40 seconds, the steam/breath abruptly and massively ramps up for no apparent reason. Analysis 3 minutes and 9 seconds to 8 minutes and 59 seconds. Austin takes 5 sips of tea, if we believe that it is tea. During this time period, we observe 1. Austin's steam/breath continues to come out in strange rhythms, in hyperactive-looking bursts. 2. The steam/breath seems to be coming out of Austin's garments, and not out of his mouth. Note, we also saw this same exact pattern begin to happen long before Austin had sipped any tea for the first time. Analysis 9 minutes and 0 seconds. During this time period, we observe 1. At the 9-minute mark, Austin's steam/breath starts abruptly and randomly to die down, for no apparent reason. 2. Austin had taken a sip at the 8-minute mark, so that was only about a minute before his steam died down. 3. If Austin's assertion is correct, and the appearance of his breath is powered by him drinking tea, then this is very strange indeed. Why did his 5th tea sip, which occurred only a minute before his steam died down, so quickly fail at continuing to power his breath to appear? And also, why did the additional 4 sips that Austin took between the 3-minute mark and the 8-minute mark not help Austin's breath to continue to appear after 9 minutes? Have we found a plot hole in the Austin Witsit/Dave Weiss TFE damage control narrative? Remember, Austin says the act of drinking tea is what powers his breath to appear, except sometimes he drinks tea and then, quite mysteriously, his breath stops appearing. Analysis 9 minutes and 1 second to 12 minutes and 1 second. During this time period, we observe 1. Austin's steam/breath continues to be almost entirely absent. 2. At 9 minutes and 44 seconds, Austin takes his 6th sip and then we see puffs for only a split second. At approximately 9 minutes and 47 seconds. 3. From 9 minutes and 48 seconds to 12 minutes and 1 second, Austin's steam/breath remains mysteriously absent. Analysis: 12 minutes and 2 seconds to 12 minutes and 56 seconds. During this time period, we observe 1. At 12 minutes and 7 seconds, Austin takes his 7th sip and for a split second a puff appears. At approximately 12 minutes and 10 seconds. 2. At 12 minutes and 13 seconds, Austin's stream starts to glitch out. 3. From 12 minutes and 19 seconds to 12 minutes and 48 seconds, Austin says nothing, and his image is 100% frozen on the screen. Conclusion: in the opinion of True Christian, this analysis has demonstrated that even if Austin's claims that he was drinking tea are 100% true, and even if his tea did cause a few puffs of real breath to appear on some rare occasions during the recording of this footage, that is still not sufficient to explain away the many strange anomalies that we have just analyzed together. Therefore, True Christian concludes that, from this TFE satanic hoax, shenanigans and chicanery still abound. To Austin Witsit, a staunch advocate in favor of, and participant in TFE, True Christian thus proclaims, "Get thee behind me, Satan." How about yourself? What is your conclusion? Now that we have reanalyzed the footage, do you believe that the substance you have seen in this video was Austin's natural breath for 100% of the time? Or do you maintain that just like when he faked his breath using a vape, he has faked his breath again here, a second time as well? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Please give that like button a good smash. Please subscribe to True Christian if you haven't already. Please share this video far and wide. Finally, please remember to believe in Jesus Christ, accept his payment for your sin debt, and repent from evil. Thank you, and God bless you.